I first heard about equine voices. That was the fall of last year. It was a news story, one of the Tucson stations. They were talking about this horse that had been horribly mistreated and was found at an area called Dog Patch.
Disturbing and heartbreaking discovery in an area known for illegal dumping. 2 malnourished horses abandoned in the desert and left for dead.
I had no clue what or where Dog Patch was, and I was really bothered that someone could do that to a horse. So it mentioned equine voices in the article, so I thought, I'm going to contact them and ask, where is this place?
So at the beginning of March, we received a call from Detective Noon with the Pima County Sheriff's Department about a horse that was in severe starvation condition, and he wondered if we had room to take him because he had given the owner a warning that she either needed to get him fattened up or he needed to be taken from her. So she decided to release him to us, and Tom Sutler went and picked him up, and the conditions he was living in were pretty horrific. He was very much underweight, probably a couple 100 pounds underweight. The fencing was dilapidated, he was standing in manure, just really bad conditions. So Thomas loaded him in the trailer and brought him to the ranch.
We have our horse, Big Amos, here, and his stablemate was the Domino Kid. And poor Domino went down end of November, beginning of December. Couldn't get up. The vet came out, checked him out, and we had to have him put to sleep. And he's buried out behind us here, along with other horses over the years. When horses come here, they spend the rest of their life here. And anyway, I started looking around at other horses, and I got to thinking about rescue horses. And I thought, I'm going to check in to see what's out there. And then that's when I went back to the Equine Voices site. And that was within, I think it was only a week or two after Ted had been there. It hadn't been too long. I just want to come out and see this horse, Ted. So we set up a time and I came out to check him out. Yeah, you're a good boy. And anyway, I felt so sorry for Ted. When I saw Ted, it was the same kind of a situation again. Here's another horse that's been starved out. And I went up to Ted and I just kind of had a feeling for him, started talking to him. I talked to animals, of course, but I said to him, I'm going to come in with you. And I came in and I proceeded to touch him everywhere on his body. He didn't object. I thought, okay, this guy's pretty good. Karen was able to hook me up with a halter and a rope to use. And I proceeded to take him out and just walk him. And I'll tell you, the facility is so beautiful down there. As I've told people, if I was a horse that needed to be somewhere, that's where I would want to end up. I would come down every week, take Ted out for a nice long walk, and I knew from the beginning this was the horse I wanted to adopt. I was very happy to go see Ted. One of our initial things, Karen had brought out a couple of carrots in the beginning. So then I'd stop off at the grocery store and bring carrots out there with me. And that's when we discovered that Ted knew kind of a trick. Took the lunch pail and he'd watch me take the carrots out of it, feed him, and of course close it. And then on one of my time deals with him, I left the lunch pail in his pen by the area where he eats. Then I turned my back and walked over to where he normally drinks. Then I kind of look around behind me to see if he's going to follow me or what is he going to do. He's like, okay, I'm far enough away from him. And Ted looks down and I watch me flip that open. The lid goes open. He's there to help himself to a carrot. It's like, okay, Ted's a pretty smart guy. I guess I'd have to say the day that it was time to finally get Ted home was pretty exciting that day. We drove over to meet up wife's friends over in Corona de Tucson. And so we went over there and then parked and then got in their vehicle and off we went. It was just kind of a happy moment. And then with getting Ted loaded up and bringing him home, it was like, okay, after a couple of months here, we're going to bring him home. I say when we got here and Amos was so excited and Ted was excited. It's been good. Amos was happy to finally have a stablemate, and he was so lonely. And then Ted was like, wow, where am I? And They hit it off really well, and they just have bonded together. Well, I'll tell you, when it came time for adjusting, Amos kind of let him know, like, hey, this is my area, you know, to show kind of like he's the senior guy here. And Ted was kind of like, hey, that's fine. You know, whatever you want to do is okay with me. And then after that settled in, then since then, they've kind of been like a couple of little kid brothers where they kind of, you know, they'll kind of antagonize each other just a little bit in a playful way. Oh, after Ted's been here a while, I'd say he adjusted pretty quick, actually. And he's just one of the family. As you can see, he's very loving. Thank you for the kisses. Yes, I love you too.